I'm John Arana, and this is Karina San Martin, our daughter, and we are here at the Drop.
Hey,
dropping truth and bringing life.
Yes, we are.
And we are on this series called Love Matters.
Yes.
And actually, I would say love matters most.
Yeah.
This is the most important thing
Really
that we
does.
can practice. In fact, Jesus said, if you want to boil everything down to one word, that would be it. Jesus said, love God and love your neighbor.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
This is it. This is probably one of the most important teachings because it's all about love, loving people, seeking the benefit of other people, even at our own expense.
Yeah, and we talked about that in our last episode, and I love that like clarity and definition of what love is, you know, because it really brings you to the perspective that love is not just this like
an emotion,
you know, flighty.
I feel
you know,
the butterflies.
Yeah, like this flighty, wavy, emotional drive that you have. There are emotions to loving and caring and all of that, but like that love is really, it's really a commitment. It's really a decision. It's really like this thing that you do or don't do. You know, intentionally.
It's funny because I think it was yesterday. I was in my study at the house, and I was looking. I took a break, and I was looking at some pictures of when Karen, your mom, and I went to Europe, and I was looking at some pictures, you know, of
reminiscing.
And I saw these pictures, and I'm looking at it. I'm kind of mesmerized by her, and I'm going like, man, that's a good-looking woman, you know. And she just knocked on my door, and because she has her office in the other bedroom, she knocks on my door, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And so I turned it around and told her, "Man, that's a good-looking woman." And she was like, "Oh, thank you." You know, so emotions come.
Yeah,
they come,
for sure.
And then they go.
Yeah.
Sometimes you know you're up, sometimes you're down. But that love, man, it's a choice. It's a decision. You know, that's motivated by benefiting the other person.
And it's something that, you know, is in our nature because it's in God's nature. You know, to love, to be loved. And I think that no matter that, to me, it's like, you know, you've heard it said like love's a universal language. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody,
of course,
everybody is looking for love. Everybody wants to be loved, and everybody wants someone to love. You know. And so I think this is such a great topic to really dive deep into because it really does encompass and it really does affect our everyday lives all of the time.
It's about every area of our life.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And I think one of the things we want to talk about today, at least we want to start talking about, you know, how do we know we love people? How do we know we love God? Or how can we get better at it? You know?
Right.
And I think that understanding that love is an action, it's an action that's motivated. I think this is important. That's motivated to benefit other people.
Right.
Because the last episode we talked about you can make that action. But if you're only motivated to elevate yourself or self-gain, then that's not love.
It's not the right.
So it is an action that is motivated to benefit other people. So what can we tangibly do in order to help practice this love? And so 1 Corinthians 13 talks about the fact that
it's the love chapter.
The love chapter.
Yeah, the love chapter.
And it talks about all these different characteristics of how love is exemplified. And so the first one, he says, love is patient.
Love is patient.
And he got me there already.
Oh my gosh.
He got me there already.
As I was like looking over and prepping for this, I was like, it reminded me of something that we did one time because I noticed with our kids, you know, that they needed to work on loving each other and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, you know what? We're going to do, and I did it for me too, you know. And I was like, we're going to do a thing where we go through 1 Corinthians 13. And we're going to stop at everything it says love is, and we're going to practice that for a week, right? So
that's good, man.
Yeah,
that's
so
good.
yeah, it was a great idea, and we never finished.
Hey, but at least you started.
But I was laughing because I was like, I think we got stuck at like patient. I think we did love is patient. And then I was like,
we need another week.
I was like, I think I don't know, maybe it's too difficult of a concept right now, and but being patient is such a, oh my gosh, it takes so much willpower.
It does.
With certain people too.
Yes, especially with certain people.
To be patient.
Yeah. I believe that your Christianity is first lived at home.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
So, and I feel that I know I'm really being real spiritual when I'm able to be real patient with my wife.
Oh man, that's good. That's
because
good.
because obviously we're different,
right.
And we have certain idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
And I know that when my patience is low, when I get exasperated, when she's trying to say something and she just goes through every little detail of the story, I'm going like, oh my Lord, can you hurry up and get to the punchline? And again, it's something that it's hard to work on.
Yeah.
It's truly not easy, and as you obviously as you get older and you practice and you repeat, you get a little better, but I'm telling you, man, I mean, I've been married for 43 years and I'm still working on this patient thing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think it's something that it's just an ongoing I think it's an ongoing practice, to be patient, and then especially when certain, personalities or certain people just, rub you the wrong way, and it's so hard sometimes to remember, like you said, within the home, but I think also like in the workplace. That we really are extensions of people's concept of God.
That's right.
And if they know that we're Christians, or they know that someone's a Christian, and then they see that person has like zero patience, they're like, wait a minute,
they're tuned
that's
in.
how I am.
Yeah.
They're not.
Any different?
Are they really all that different from me? And
so that's why I don't pray for patience anymore. Patient.
Because then you get tested.
Then
oh my gosh.
God brings circumstances into your life. It says, okay, let's develop this.
You're like, I think I'm okay. I'm patient.
Yeah, I'm all right now. But, that's how you develop. You develop by practicing.
It's very true.
And the thing is that I have two types of people that I describe. One of them is Sally Sandpaper.
Yep.
She just rubs you the wrong way.
Yeah.
And there's people like that in life.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Chuck the Chisel.
Chuck the Chisel.
I mean, there's those people that are so type A that they will just slam you right to your face, and you want to turn around and punch them if you can,
something.
And you're going like, what is, get out of my face,
Oh my gosh, yes.
Those people really tax your patience.
Oh yeah. And you know what I think is so interesting about learning to be patient and about, because it's a huge expression of love.
Yeah.
Is that if you allow it, it actually will teach you a lot about yourself too.
Yes, absolutely.
It teaches you like, okay, even if it's like, okay, why is it so hard for me to be patient with this person? Like I have a kid that's like that, and I'm like, why is it so hard for me to be patient with this one kid?
Yeah.
But then because I love her, I reflect upon myself and say, okay, well, how can I grow too? Because she's my child and I love her, and it's also partly my job to grow in my love and to grow in how she needs me to be with her. And so it's also a good thing for us to grow in these things.
And I think when you're patient with people, I think you are validating them, their value. You're saying you're worth it enough for me to be quiet and listen to you.
Yeah.
Even though
That's
you're
really
repeating yourself, you know, and you're going like,
or even though you're not making much sense.
okay,
Or,
you know, but it's really
Yeah.
showing people, wow, this person cares for me.
Yeah.
This person
Exactly.
really cares for me. You know, it's funny because, you know, I have a friend that has been friends for 43 years,
Yeah.
Richard Webster,
Yeah.
and Joanne, his wife. And Richard, you know, is 70 years old, you know, a lot older than me.
Yeah.
But
A
anyhow,
lot older.
I'll put it out
A
there.
lot older. You're a young
But anyhow,
spring chicken compared to him.
So, you know, Richard had a stroke.
Right.
And he had a stroke, and he's been recovering, you know.
Yeah.
And
Thank God
you know,
for
I
that.
think it's really, you know, affected him a little bit. You know, he's just about 100%, but it's affected him a little bit. And sometimes he'll tell me the same story over and over, you know. And he knows.
Sure.
He
sure.
knows because
Yeah.
he says, I know I told you that before, but I appreciate you listening.
Oh, I love it.
You know,
I love
it. And I do. I listen to him
Yeah.
as if it was the first time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I take
Right.
interest, and it has an impact on him. And
Sure.
the same thing when people do that to me, it has an impact on me. I
Yeah.
feel like, wow, this person really cares for me. You know,
Yeah, that's
and
really good.
so
That's so
love is
good.
patient, but I think that, you know, it's a hard one. It's a hard one to get good at.
Yeah.
But we have to try.
Yeah, and God is patient with us, you
Yeah.
know, and I know I kind of bring all these points back to that, but for me that helps me process with other people, you
Yeah.
know, when I remind myself of like, oh, how patient God is with me.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
God is, he never runs out of patience.
That's
you know,
good.
thank the Lord, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
But he's so patient with me, and even to the fact that he'll let me make a mistake,
Sure.
you know, and
Yeah.
still be patient with
It's
me.
still there. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Yeah.
And so that brings me to three things that we have here
Yeah.
that would help us to respond patiently to people
Yeah.
that we practice. And that doesn't mean, you know, I'm 100% there, but these
Sure.
three things help me. Number one is to try to discover the big picture of what's
okay.
happening.
Yeah, that's
you
good.
know,
That's really good.
maybe the person just has a need to be heard.
Yeah.
You know, or has a need to connect with another human being, you know. So there's deeper
good.
things happening in the moment
Oh, yeah.
that sometimes we kind of lose track of.
Oh,
So
yeah,
just try to
definitely.
discover the big perspective. Number two
Yeah, that's
is
good.
try to deepen your love for people. You know, it's like, you know, I am not a social person per se. You know, I'm kind of a little
By
bit more of an
nature, yeah.
introvert. And so it's hard for me when I'm in big gatherings to approach people.
Right.
But one of the things that I've
I'm
learned,
smiling because I'm the same, same way.
like
Same
like
way.
father, like daughter, like daughter, like father.
Oh,
you know,
I was telling Tiffany the other day, I was like, you know, because we were talking about the differences between like her and Pablo
Right.
and me and Serge and stuff.
Yeah.
And so she was like, yeah, Pablo's always on. You know, he's super
Oh,
social.
sure.
And
Yeah,
she's like, if
very
I go to
social.
a place and I'm like, I already know I don't want to talk to people and stuff,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like, have you met my husband? You know? And then I told her, like, you know, it's really bad because sometimes Serge and I are the same way. Like, we're both like, we don't really want to talk too much and like, we're fine
Yeah.
just sitting here. And I was
Right.
like, it's really bad when we're both on that page because the table's really quiet.
right.
You know, but anyway, so go ahead.
No. I think that's definitely right on, and I think that, you know, I've had to tell myself, and I think I've learned
Yeah.
to say, I need to really care about this person's story.
That's really good. Yeah.
You know, and
Right.
so that helps to put my love in perspective. And it's not about, okay, there's all these social expectations. Now I put myself in a position where I say, I really care about this
Yeah.
person's story.
That's really
You
good.
know,
Yeah.
what you've been doing,
Yeah.
how things are going. And it kind of gives me a different perspective, and it just kind of makes it easier for me
That's
to
really
be
good.
able to listen to people. And the third one is,
like
you know, depend on God and how God's treated us, like you were saying,
Yeah,
how
right.
God's been patient with you, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and with all of us, and say, hey, God's been patient with me, then I need to be patient with this person.
Oh, no, for
you
sure.
know.
I think I really like on the, like discovering the big picture with having to be patient with, I think with yourself sometimes, you know, we have to be patient with ourselves.
Sure.
Sometimes I think some people might expect too much of themselves or, and they don't learn to be patient with whatever process they're going through.
Right.
But I think also, when you try to see the big picture in somebody else's life, it gives you a sense of empathy, for that person so that it, like you're saying, it causes you to be able to be patient and say, okay, well, I maybe wish this, person was like this so that we could maybe have a better relationship.
Yeah.
But maybe they're not there yet.
Sure.
And to be loving is to act in a way that benefits them, even if it makes me uncomfortable a little bit or it's not, like where I would like it to be, is to say, I'm going to be patient with this person because maybe they just need space to grow or space to heal or whatever their big picture is.
It's funny because, I've been thinking a lot about this because of different, people that we're constantly around people.
Yeah, right.
And I was thinking about people that are very introverted, and I was thinking, would it be to their best interest? Because sometimes our attitude is, well, if I'm going to talk to this person that's an introvert, then I've got to, I got to drum up the conversation. So it's kind of like, how you doing and where you been and what's going on and what's this and what's that. Yeah. So you feel like, okay, I'm going to have to, do the work
do
here.
The dance.
And you think, because the natural thing is to think, okay, that's how we're going to do it.
Yeah,
and that's how we'll be able to connect.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, well, what if that makes the other person feel stressed out?
It's very possible that it could.
They would be like, whoa, this person
asking me so many
questions. 1,000 questions, And so in that case, you think, okay, what would be in the best interest of this person? Maybe Pam hit a few questions here and there, but then let the person chill, and not kind of bombard them.
Yeah, that's funny.
So you're thinking like, if I was on the other side, I would like to, take things a little easier, a little slower.
Yeah, let's chat a bit, chill a bit, chat a bit, chill a bit.
So it goes along with being patient with people.
Yeah,
you think, okay,
really
we're gonna connect here and we're gonna make this conversation dynamic, and the other person's going like,
please
hurry up,
chill on the dynamics.
Stop.
Let's lower the dynamics.
Me out.
Oh my God, that's such a good point. That's a really, really great point. And I think that it's even true to, like the flip side of that, like an introvert trying to interact with an extrovert, like you have to, as an introvert, like you might have to go into that situation, like a little more prepped than normal, to act in a way to benefit the other person. And
it's interesting.
And when you think about like if all of humanity could really interact this way with others, like really genuinely loving each other, which I believe is the way God intended us to live life.
Exactly.
It really would be like a glimpse of heaven. I mean, I know that's,
Yeah, and I think that's the goal of a Christian, of a follower of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And because Jesus said everything boils down to that.
Love, right.
So friendships, marriage, parenting, business, everything, and so I think that's why this topic is so important, because it really is where the rubber meets the road. We can preach all we want, but without love, it doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
And so one of the first things we're talking about today is love is patient.
Being patient.
Which is
a
a
one.
tall order.
Yeah.
Tall order.
Yeah. And it's interesting that it was listed first in this, like, I always call it the love chapter. In this love chapter, love is patient.
Yeah.
Because I think it might be the root of how everything else can stem from there.
Yeah, interesting
You know?
thought. Yeah. Okay, it could
'Cause
be.
if you can't be patient with somebody,
Then you can't be kind.
how can you be kind?
If you can't
How
be
can you be gentle?
Uh-huh.
How, you know, and
Woo.
so it's like, it's so important.
Yeah.
And it is that.
And if you can't be patient, how can you not be selfish?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
then it's all about me.
Exactly.
You know? So
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
You hit on something
good-
there that we might have to
it's a
come
good-
back to. But anyhow, one of the first characteristics we're talking about today is that love is patient. And it doesn't mean it's easy.
Right.
But it is patient. And it's a characteristic we need to cultivate in our relationships.
That's really
all
good.
of them. And I think that, you know, to be patient, you know, it helps to put the big picture in perspective. Why does this person need me to be patient? And remember that love is acting in a way that's motivated to benefit the other person. So anyhow, this concludes today. So love is patient.
Hey,
We
you
have
have
to try.
a whole week
to
to practice being patient. And we know, and just know, if you ask God to help you, He's going to give you opportunity.
He's going to give you plenty opportunities to be patient.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But anyhow, we love you, and thank you for being here with us again at The Drop, where we're dropping truth and bringing life. We'll see you at the next episode.
See you next week.